A long time ago, God created the world. He made the sky blue, the grass green, and flowers of every color you can imagine. Then, he created a very special place called the Garden of Eden. This garden was like a magical paradise, full of trees that grew the most delicious fruits in the world. Birds sang happily and animals ran free, playing on the grass, but the garden was still empty. So, God made the first man and called him Adam. Adam was kind and loved exploring the garden. He gave names to the animals: the elephant, the lion, the turtle. Even the tiniest bird had a name, but sometimes Adam felt lonely. God noticed this and decided to create a companion for him. While Adam was in a deep sleep, God made the first woman and called her Eve. When Adam woke up and saw Eve, he was very happy. Now he had someone to talk to, play with, and explore the garden together. Adam and Eve loved the Garden of Eden. They could eat from all the trees and play with all the animals. There was one very special tree in the middle of the garden. It had shiny, colorful fruits, but God gave them a warning. Adam, Eve, you may eat from all the trees, but not from this one. This is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat from it, something very bad will happen. Adam and Eve agreed and continued living happily in the garden. They played with monkeys that swung from branch to branch, swam in lakes full of colorful fish, and picked delicious fruits. One day, while Eve was walking in the garden, a very clever serpent appeared. It was different from the other animals. "Why don't you eat that beautiful fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden?" asked the serpent with a mysterious smile. Eve replied, "God said we cannot eat from that tree." The serpent laughed softly and said, "Oh, but that's only because God knows that if you eat it, you'll become very wise, like him. It's not dangerous, I promise." Eve looked at the fruit. It seemed so juicy. So she picked one and took a bite. Then she gave the fruit to Adam, and he ate it too. Suddenly, something strange happened. Adam and Eve felt ashamed for the first time and realized something was wrong. They hid behind the trees when they heard God walking in the garden. "Adam, Eve, where are you?" God called. Afraid, they came out slowly. God knew what had happened and felt very sad. "You disobeyed me," he said in a calm but firm voice. "Now you must leave the Garden of Eden." Adam and Eve were very sad. They said goodbye to the animals and the colorful flowers. But God, who loved them very much, made clothes for them and promised to always take care of them, even outside the garden. Although Adam and Eve could no longer live in the Garden of Eden, they learned to work together to plant food and care for the land. They always remembered God's love and how important it was to obey his words. And so, Adam and Eve began a new adventure, learning about the world and teaching their children about God's great love.